Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for February 13th to the 20th, 2026. I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. As we do so, pulling our energy into sync across time and space. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only anchoring you and grounding you, but it is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter, Titania, and I am here with all of your children. Again, we gather to co-create this reading of the week for February 13th to the 20th, 2026. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to be present and facilitate our exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and the best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time in this little window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of insight, of healing, of transformation, of whatever is uppermost for us in our hearts and minds at this time may be held here and acknowledged and honored here in a good way for our personal and collective highest and greatest good. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. And I'd like to thank the overlighting Deva of the land where I am, of Heart's home, for their continued protection, guidance, support, and love. Let's get into the reading, shall we? Okay, and this is a very exciting thing. This beautiful plant is a winter daphne, and it is blooming. The beautiful bush around the block is blooming, which is incredible to me at February. I'm filming this on the 11th. But that's how much of winter has been a non-event where I am this year. Things are quite advanced for the season. And I'm not complaining, but it is surprising. Anyway, she wanted to join us, so here she is, this beautiful Daphne. And she smells amazing. I wish I could bottle it and send it to you. So, Creator, back on track. What do we need to know for this week of February 13th to the 20th, 2026, for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good? We have the new moon coming up. That's next Tuesday on the 17th, when we move into the year of the fire horse from the year of the snake. There's a lot going on this week astrologically. And I will refer you to the work of Pam Gregory because, well, she's my authority. I am not an astrologer. What do we need to know this week, Creator, so that we best navigate this change from one lunar new year to another, that we navigate these planetary alignments, astrological alignments, and leverage them in service of our good and the good of all life here on this planet at this time, especially all that is coming up in the coming week. For our personal and collective highest and greatest good, please. All right, and we have the lovely card of fulfillment. The 9 of Hearts is our past position, information from our past that's relevant into our present, into our future. Basking in the energy of fulfillment, knowing that good things are coming our way. We've had them happen before. They will happen again. It's important for us to remember that at this time, as the old order is dissolving and the new one is not yet in form, and this has been going on for some time, as you know, it is a process. It isn't built all in one day. we need to seed it with the energies of what we want to be experiencing going forward. And so this card of fulfillment, the 9 of Hearts, is this quality of deep well-being that comes when our hearts are full, our bellies are full, we are connected with our loved ones, that satisfaction that comes with doing a job really well and having others see and acknowledge us for our contribution. All of this is deeply fulfilling. And so this week, let's remember these energies of fulfillment. What fulfills us? What gives us that yummy, rich, topped up feeling that just we feel we could just spill over into everyone else's life because we are so full. That's the kind of quality we want to be nurturing this week and using that lovely energy to nourish what's coming. We have the Prince of Wands in our present position. Princes are knights in other decks. This is about a lot of change, a lot of momentum, a lot of movement on the level of creativity, inspiration, and passion. This is the generative energy of Wands. We all have generative capacity inside of us to varying degrees. And this is telling us that things are going to be changing very quickly. That generative energy is important now because that is what's causing the change. So we need to stay here in these beautiful bodies. We each have one. Pull ourselves out of the virtual and mind realms, come back into our bodies and create from this now moment from our actual body in the actual world, not the virtual world and being distracted by all the things that are going on there. Because when we're distracted, we're not creating in our immediate experience. Our energy is dissipated and we are hooked into something that is not related to what we need to be focused on, which is our life in our human body on the planet at this time. We are here with intention, great intention, being human at this time. And if we're not paying attention to that, we're missing the point. This is why we're here. So in our human form, we have this generative creative potential. And with it, we can create magnificently. So pulling this rich, full energy into creative possibility, just living and basking in a richer, fulfilling experience is nourishing, not only just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. And that, as humans, because we're one big human family, the more of us that can cultivate us, there's a certain percentage of the population that we need to just tip everything over into something new. And so the more of us who are being very deliberate and intentional about our experience and our consciousness and our presence, the faster and more readily we will be creating the new. The Fool. So moving into this incredible energy. I think after the Force card, the gardening pruning card that we always see, the Ace of Swords, the Fool is the second most common card, I would say, since I started doing these in 2020. The Fool energy is the energy of being childlike, full of wonder, and just excited about what's in store. We don't know. We have no idea, but we're ready to be surprised and delighted by all that life has in store for us. I liken it to the feeling of anticipation we have as children when school is done for the year and we wake up and the whole summer is ahead of us. Or as adults, when we are on our first morning of vacation. We haven't gotten out of bed. We haven't even had a cup of tea yet or coffee. We're just lying there anticipating the space ahead of us. That quality of energy, of space, of enjoyment, of eagerness, of curiosity and wonder, that is the energy of the Fool. And this, moving into more of that, how will we be surprised and delighted by life? Well, if we're lining up with really good things, you know that this is going to be pretty good because we're always pulling towards us what we focus on. When we have a practice of gratitude, life says, boy, you like that? Let me send you some more. Life is responding to our frequency, our vibration. So it's really important for us to pay attention to what we're emanating out into the world. So this week, this fullness, this focusing on our hearts being full and happy, this change, rapid change on the level of creativity, inspiration, passion, the generative potential, the reminder to come back into the body, to be here now and to create positively from this now moment. And then moving into this eager anticipation for what is to come. that's the main thrust of the reading. And then the foundation card is balance. Excuse me. So balance, Two of Swords. This is not overdoing anything. This isn't throwing ourselves in the deep end of the pool, ripping band-aids off. It's none of that. This is about being kind and gentle and centered and aligned and doing what we need to feel whole and grounded. We don't need to be doing anything extreme or extraneous or outside of the parameters of our well-being. In fact, because this is the foundation card, this is how all of this is going to happen. So cultivating, again, this idea of fulfillment, of well-being, of fullness, fulfillment in the physical experience, in the mental experience, the heart experience, the spiritual experience, that lovely richness of being and balance, not overdoing anything, not being extreme about anything, not pushing too hard in any which way. Because when we're balanced, we can approach life from a grounded, centered, and resilient perspective. We haven't overextended ourselves either way over the tips of our skis so that we fall and have an accident. We need to be very deliberate and very intentional about staying centered and present. We do that, of course, through our practices. Getting outside into nature. Yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi. These are brilliant ancient practices that with the breath bring us home to these beautiful bodies, which is the whole point of us, once again, being here on earth at this time. We did not choose to be here like randomly. Our broader, wiser, higher self said, yeah, I want to do this and I'm going to do it really well. And we may have forgotten that we agreed to do that, but it takes a very evolved kind of being to be able to incarnate in human form. And I would argue that at this time of tremendous change, and if you're tuned into this reading, you're probably one of the ones who was very deliberate about coming at this time and being of service with your consciousness and your presence to change things for the better. So just remember that we are mightier than we remember that we are, that our focus is incredibly important, that we need to come home to what's real, maybe pull ourselves away from our digital devices a little bit more because that's the realm of the mind. It doesn't engage the other aspects quite so much. And come back into our here now moment and exist from this now place rather than some virtual world where we're not actually contributing or making something tangible happen. I'm not saying it doesn't have its place, but I'm saying that more of our energy needs to be in the body, breathing, relating, connecting, than plugged into a device where only a portion of our consciousness is in existence and the rest of us is sort of sitting there on the couch neglected. We need to be here now in these bodies and take good care of them. Hopefully that makes sense. Be balanced. Be creative. Be aware of the changes that are going on. It's going to go quickly. Line up with it by staying balanced, by staying full in our heart, full of appreciation and gratitude, connected to source energy, balanced, using our tools, our practices, our nature, our grounding to stay here now, and being eagerly anticipating what will come. There's so many people and so many reasons why we shouldn't be thinking happy thoughts about the future, this very dystopian idea. That's not the future we want to create. We want to create something magnificent and beautiful, where we each get to thrive and shine and challenge ourselves and push beyond where we were before and strive to be more, but in a container that allows us to do so in positive ways, in the direction that gives us the most satisfaction and fulfillment, so that we can be agents for this amazing transformation that this planet is moving into, and we as her children are also moving into it. We're all part of it. And our conscious, deliberate presence and awareness is a very important part of that transformation and that change. So the message is stay balanced, do what we need to do, and then we can easily flow through these parts. So hopefully that is helpful. This week, staying on target, staying focused in good ways. Let's do our card to grow on. And we'll wrap it up for this week. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Celebration of love. We love this beautiful planet. Perhaps take a moment to express that to the Deva of the land, who's the representative of the energy of the earth, where you are, where you live, where you exist, where you spend most of your time. A little love token, a gift of some kind, an acknowledgement of some kind. I understand that the Deva kingdom likes sweets, so maybe a little sweet something, an acknowledgement of the spirit of where you are, and offering it to the larger energy of life and the earth too. And happy Valentine's Day to you and your loved ones. May we all move into more love and connection and enjoyment of this incredible experience of being human. What do we need to know? What is our card to grow on? How do we take all this information and apply it in clean and clear ways for our good and that of the world? Defeat. Now, we are not defeated. That is not what this card means. This individual is standing facing the adversity. They're not in a crumpled heap on the ground. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, they're focused. And they're standing on the white rose of desire. So coming back to what is it at the core of our beings that called us into human form? What is this desire that we each hold to be of great service on the planet at this time? How can we come home to that and connect with it and trust that as we connect with that energy, we will stand clean and clear against whatever adversity is coming our way and be an agent for the change on the planet in beautiful, positive ways. It's not a defiant energy and sort of a empty and meaningless and effortful. This is standing resiliently. This is being grounded and clear and balanced and facing the incoming, knowing that we're here for this. This is why we came. We are here to hold this light, to hold the energy on the planet at this time, to be our best versions of ourselves, to listen to that inner calling that is drawing us forward into being more of what we came to be. We all have our yes. The yes is part of why we came. It's where life wants us. Following the yes, following that desire, that trail will pull us towards others who are on the same path, will pull us towards more experiences, more opportunities, in alignment with our heart and our congruence. So that's all contained in this energy of this Five of Swords card. We're really here to stand against the darkness with clarity, with wisdom, with beauty, knowing we didn't come here just to perish in a ball of flame. We didn't come here to languish. We came here to live into the more beautiful world our hearts all know is possible. We all know that that's there. And if you're on here, you're probably an inner optimist. You know your broader, wiser self keeps pulling you on to, yes, it's coming. It's exactly on time. It's showing up exactly as it needs to. We're becoming aware of all kinds of dreadful things because, well, that needs to be cleaned up so that we can move into the world that we want to create by healing and transforming and releasing that which is no longer serving us. And those old paradigms have to go. And again, it's not comfortable, but we chose to be here at this time. We chose to be a beacon for love and light, clarity and wisdom. And each of us has that capacity within us. We're all here to operate in different ways, to be the unique expressions that we are, and to share that brilliantly with the world in right relationship. And that means where you are right now, your community, your family, your environment is where you have the opportunity to show up for real. And yeah, well, you might do it virtually too, because here I am. We all have an opportunity to share in the best way possible. But try to get into the real world as much as possible and bring your broader, wiser self with you. Using your tools to call more of that into presence in every moment and to hold more of that in every way as you move through your life and your experiences in service to more. So we are not defeated. We are humanity rising. And our yes, our desire self is holding space, is giving us the energy and the momentum we need to rise and meet the challenges and to provide the solutions, to be creative enough to pull in whatever it is that we need from the life force energy all around us. And you'll notice these are golden rays that are coming in. They may look sharp, but it's gold. it's light, it's possibility, it's potential. So remember, even if something appears as an adversity, it really is an opportunity for contrast and discernment. We know what we want when we powerfully know what we don't want. And boy, there's a lot of that on the planet right now, isn't there? So let's focus on what we want. The love, the kindness, the compassion, the care, the appreciation, the dedication, the love, the desire for good. All of us hold this. Humanity holds this. There are bad eggs, yes. But the majority want beauty, want harmony, want peace, want well-being. And the more of us that hold it the best way possible, the more of us will tip that scale in favor of this beautiful new world. So keep going, my friends. You're doing great. And with that, thank you for being part of another reading. Let's take a nice deep breath to integrate all that information. Letting it go. The perfection of the breath. Bringing in the clean and clear. Exhaling the old and that which no longer serves. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you for this opportunity to once again be of service through these readings. Thank you once again for each and every individual who joins me, adds their energies to mine across time and space so that we can collaboratively bring in what would serve us most in this time of change and transition, so we can remember who we really are and gather our energy and our resources, our attention and our focus in service to more life, giving our attention to what is immediate and present and beautiful, and pull our energy away from the distractions. Because once again, when we are here in our now moment, that is where our power is and where we can make the greatest difference. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. This reading is at an end, and so it is. Thank you for joining me, for adding your energy to mine. I will look forward to seeing you next week. And have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Have a wonderful transition into the year of the fire horse. That would be that knight or the Prince of Wands. That's very much fire horse energy. And we're going into that creative, generative, fast forward momentum. So hold on to your horses. We have an adventure ahead of us. Stay grounded, keep breathing, keep leaning into your practices, get out into nature, get some sun on your face, and enjoy the adventure. Eager to see how life is going to surprise and delight us this week. Much love and light. I'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.